It's been over 5 years since I posted my original top 10 favorite Pokemon list. Since then, a lot has changed. I've gained 200,000 subscribers, Generation 7 came out, and I've changed my name to HoodlumCallum. I think we're long overdue an update to this video, but keep in mind that a fair bit of this list will be similar to the original video. I don't have 10 brand new favorite Pokemon for you guys. Some of them are going to cross over from the first video, so if you've seen that, then some of these may not surprise you. Also, I'm trying out a new format. Hi, you can see my face while I'm doing this. I'm not that great at recording in front of the camera, but it is something I hope that I can get better at. And if this format goes down well with you guys, I should be able to post top 10s more frequently. Because for those that didn't know, recording in front of the camera means I have less to edit. Whereas when I just record my voice, I have to make sure for the entire 10 minutes of that video, there is some fancy animation going on. Anyways, without further ado, this is HoodlumCallum's top 10 favorite Pokemon 2019. So when making this list, I decided it would be best not to go back and watch my original video because, surprisingly, YouTubers don't actually remember every detail about all of the videos they make. Most YouTubers make videos every day. I've got over 2,000 videos on my channel. People will come up to me and be like, "Hey Callum, do you remember that time that happened in that video?" And I'm like, I know I made it, but I literally do not remember. So I don't remember the entirety of my top 10 list. I know the general, kind of like the top 5, but the top 10 I don't really remember what I put on there and in what order. So this is technically me making a fresh list from start, but obviously my opinion on some Pokemon haven't changed, so there will be crossover. Anyways. My number 10 is Duskull. That I can tell you is a new entry to my top 10. Duskull is a Pokemon I've always liked, but I don't know, it's just as of late I've just started to love it a lot more. I think it's mainly because of my quest to find a shiny Duskull in Pokemon Go. I've still yet to find one. I'm still hunting it down, but it's made me just eager, and I really like the little, I just like how simple he is. He's just a skull dude. I also have this keychain of Duskull actually, and I had it on my keys for the longest time. I recently just swapped it out for Scrappy, but that's just because I didn't want him to get any more dirty than he was, because, you know, keys, messy. But yeah, Duskull, he's a cute dude, and honestly, I was tempted to get a realistic Grim Reaper Duskull sort of tattoo at some point, so that's another reason to love him. And just as I was reviewing the footage right there, if you look right there, there is a Duskull plushie. Big fan. Hold on, I can move my microphone. There you go. That's Duskull. So like I said, I haven't watched my video, but I believe one of the Pokemon on my top 10 favorite list was Honchkrow. So number 9 is Murkrow. I've always liked Murkrow and Honchkrow. For a while I was big about Honchkrow, but just recently, again, I really like Murkrow. I think it's maybe because I've just been seeing it so much in Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go's influenced me a lot, by the way. Like I play that game all the time now. But yeah, Murkrow, he's cool little dude, nice little shiny. He's one of my favorite Pokemon to use in battle because he gets Prankster, Perish Song, you know, Roost, Toxic, just be a stolly. Like you wouldn't expect a little, you know, bird like that to be able to be a stolly a-hole. But he is, and I love him for that. I've always, you know, loved using him in battle. For me, I just love it when pre-evolutions are better than their evolutions because of the Eviolite. I think, to me, that's just really cool, and Murkrow is able to pull that off. Maybe he's not better than Honchkrow, but he can compete with Honchkrow on the same level, and I just think that's great. So you guys are going to just think that I'm a complete edgelord. Coming in at number 8 for me is going to be Meganette. Meganette for me has always been a cool Pokemon. I was always really annoyed seeing, you know, Duskull go to Dusclops and then get Dusknoir, while Meganette was left with nothing. So Generation 6 rolled around and they redeemed it and gave it Meganette, and I think that's great. I love that. That's super cool. Meganette has such a great design in my opinion. The only thing letting Meganette down is the shiny, and also its stats are terrible, and it's not very good in battle, despite it having Prankster. It's got a ridiculous attack stat for some reason. They could have, you know, took some of that off and gave it some bulk or gave it some speed. They could have done literally, I mean, one of the more solid Mega Evolution designs in my opinion. So continuing my edgy Pokemon streak, number 7 is going to go to the boy Sableye. Another ghost, yeah, I know. Another 3rd gen ghost, actually. I don't know what it is to say. I just love him. His shiny kind of lets him down in my opinion, but besides that, he's a prankster Pokemon. I love prankster Pokemon. He was one of those Pokemon that was like terrible until he got an ability that was good, and you know, he kind of just rised in the ranks. I just like how versatile he is. Like, you know, there's a lot you can do with him, and he's just good fun to play with. Not so much fun to play against, but good fun to play with. And of course I love Mega Sableye also. I don't want to talk too much and basically say the same points over and over again, but that's Sableye. Alright, now there's going to be a massive change of tone in this video. Coming in at number 6 is Plusle. I know, it's not a ghost type or a dark type, that's crazy. For those that know me, I love Plusle. I just plain love the little guy. It's my favorite Pikachu clone. He's a little positive ball of sunshine for me. I think he's super cute. You know, whenever I had to play Pokemon Ranger and you didn't, you know, if you chose the boy, you got mine, and you chose the girl, you got Plusle. I played as the girl. It was the first Pokemon game I played as the girl. So I was like, I don't want mine. I like Plusle. You know, red's one of my favorite colors. Plusle's, he's great. I know Plusle and Minun, realistically, they don't have much differentiating them, but Team Plusle all day, every day. Alright, so this is one of those that I've had a hard time deciding, because these next 2 Pokemon, number 5 and number 4, are both 7th generation Pokemon. They're both new, and I just don't know which order I prefer them in. I love both of these Pokemon, but I was gonna do what was actually written down on my list, but I'm changing it last minute right now. Number 5 is Salandit. It may come as a shock to you guys, because, you know, whenever he first came out, I was in love with him, and I still am in love with him. He's one of my favorite Pokemon. He's number 5, you know, that's really high. It's a good rank, but I don't know, it's just the love for him kind of died down when he didn't get a male evolution. Like, even though I love Salandit for him, you know, the fact that, you know, he's only got Salazzle. Salazzle was a little bit underwhelming in my opinion. The corrosion ability it's got such like potential to be used on like a really nice defensive Pokemon, but of course they give it a 4 times weakness to ground. It's a shame, really. But yeah, I love Salandit, but there's another Pokemon I just love that bit more. So do you remember when 0.5 seconds ago I just said that number 5 and number 4 were both 7th generation Pokemon? Well, I changed that just there. Because I remembered my friend Luke came over the other day, and he said to me, oh yeah, Electivire's not my favorite Pokemon anymore. I felt like I had to like him, because if I didn't say he was my favorite Pokemon, you know, I felt guilty for it. And honestly, I feel that. That's how I feel about Scrafty. I still love Scrafty. Scrafty's number 4, by the way. I still love him. I feel like it's more out of obligation that I think he was number 2 on my original top 10 list. I felt like that was just out of obligation. Like, I shouldn't feel obligated to like a Pokemon. So while I do love him, and I do love that you guys, you know, put me with him, like, oh, Scrafty, I'm gonna name it Callum, you know, I love that. Like, there's so many reasons for why I love Scrafty, and it's mainly because of the YouTube audience I've garnered, and, you know, I love how he plays in battle. He's good fun. He's a funky little guy. Just, you know, despite all that, like, I can't lie to myself. I don't love him as much as I used to, but he'll still always be my mascot, and there are just other Pokemon I like more. So, number 3 is going to be that 7th gen Pokemon I was talking about instead. So, coming in at number 3, for those that just follow me and know everything about me, you'll know who it is. It's my homie Toricat. Toricat, I think it's, I don't know where to begin really. Litten, you know, was originally actually going to be my starter for Sun and Moon, but then I saw how much, you know, flack Plusle was getting, so I felt bad. I'm like, alright, Plusle, you know what, I'll give you a chance. Plusle was great too. Litten though, Litten's alright, Incineroar's alright, but Toricat is just my favorite. I've actually got I've got a bad habit, or I wouldn't say it's a bad habit. I've got a habit of liking the middle evolutions more than the final evolutions. For example, Quilava. I love Quilava. I love Croconaw. Grovile's so cool. There's so many middle evolutions. Charmeleon's dope. Wartortle's awesome. Ivysaur's even cool. Like, there's so many middle evolutions that I just prefer. I don't know why it is. I think I just don't like big, beefy Pokemon. I quite like the... If you look at the back of this list, all the Pokemon have been small. I don't like the idea of a Pokemon being bigger than me. But no, for real. Toricat, I really like just his movement. Like, I like... He's this really cool... I'm not even been that big a fan of tigers or cats or anything like that growing up. I just think Toricat's dope. He's got some really interesting stats. He's faster than Incineroar, which I always thought was pretty, like, you know, I like it when, like I said earlier, when middle evolutions have a use that their evolution can't, you know. Toricat's use is that he's faster than Incineroar, I guess. Which, you know, I don't think Toricat's actually useful at all. But Toricat has something over his evolution, you know. There is a benefit to having a Toricat versus Incineroar, and that's the speed part of it. I used a Toricat in my Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon playthrough, rather than involving it to an Incineroar, and I had a good time with it. Obviously, the only issue is having to constantly press B to stop him from evolving. You know, you should take a page out of Pokemon Quest's book. Pokemon Quest has an Everstone option. You can just stop all your Pokemon from evolving if you want them to. There should just be a switch like that. You know, like you can turn the experience share on and off. There should be an Everstone like that, for real. Like, it would just make life easier. Anyways, back on track. I love Toricat. Definitely in my top 3 favorite Pokemon, at least right now. It might be a phase, but I just think he's so cool. So now that Scrafty's no longer hogging number 2, who's number 2, Callum? My girl Mega Mawile. Even just Mawile itself. Mawile, Mega Mawile, I love both of them. Mega Evolution was actually one of my favorite things that Pokemon has ever done. So seeing Mawile go from 0 to 100, hell yeah, that's dope. I love Mawile. Mawile's a great. Also gave her the Fairy type. Gave her huge. They pimped Mawile out. They gave her an extra head. They did my girl Mawile so well. I'm just so grateful, to be honest. I think I prefer regular Mawile design-wise, to be honest. I think maybe the 2 heads is just a little bit too much, but I still do love Mega Mawile's design. It has a phenomenal shiny. It's my favorite shiny Pokemon, actually. Spoilers for when I make that video. But yeah, for those that didn't really get the picture already, my playstyle in Pokemon is using priority moves. That's why I like Prankster. So with Mawile, you know, huge power, set up a Swords Dance, get some sucker punches in. She's not the fastest, but she's really bulky. She can take the hits, and she can, you know, get a Play Rough off, finish with Sucker Punch, Iron Head. Like, she's got a few things that she can do. She's not as versatile as the other Pokemon on this list, at least battle-wise, but she has an awesome design, great shiny, great in battle, cool cry. Like, just, she has everything that I look for in a Pokemon, and that's why she's number 2. And with that, that means we're on number 1. Shaymin Sky. This has been my favorite Pokemon, actually, since I started doing YouTube. Obviously, I change my mind from time to time, but I think deep down, Shaymin's always been my favorite. The Sky form, mainly. I do like regular Shaymin, but Shaymin Sky is the one that's my favorite. Regular Shaymin would maybe be top 20 material. But yeah, Shaymin Sky. I don't, like, for the thing about me is, I don't really know why I like the Pokemon I like. Shaymin Sky definitely doesn't look like a Pokemon a guy like me would like, you know, a guy covered in tattoos. Why does he like Shaymin Sky? Duskull's right there. Shaymin Sky, it's just, I don't even know what it is. It's a dog, a reindeer? I don't know. It was a hedgehog, now it's a dog. Like, what's going on? I just love Seed Flare. I love Air Slash Flinching, the Serene Grace that comes with it. It's just so cheeky and cocky. It's like, it's a bit carefree, you know. I think the dumbest thing about it is the Gracidia flower and how it can only do it a certain time of day, and if Shaymin gets frozen, it goes back to regular Shaymin. I guess that kind of makes sense. But still, you know, besides that, it's one of my favorite Pokemon. It's so pretty. Wait, one of my favorite Pokemon? It is my favorite Pokemon. I love Shaymin Sky. That's the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys liked the format. Hopefully it wasn't, you know, hopefully I wasn't too bad in front of the camera. I'm still learning, so give me a chance. If you want to see more top 10 videos, then leave a like on this one, and give me some suggestions on topics I could cover. I've always wanted to make more top 10s, but, you know, with YouTube's algorithms, and I'm sure you've heard about it, it's just doing it regularly without having an editor is kind of impossible, but I don't make enough money to have an editor. So this is the alternative solution I have. Make them easier to make. And I hopefully you enjoyed it. That's all I can really do. And I figured what better way to bring back top 10s than to do a top 10 favorite Pokemon. It just makes the most sense. Now we just have to wait for them to bring out Generation 8. So this list is going to be completely different in a year from now, and I get to make a third version. Epic money win.